So you've heard that narcissists could never change, right? Well, that's probably true, but are there things that they could do? I'm going to break it down in this video. I'm going to give you 10 things that they could do if they wanted to. So stay tuned. Hey there, I'm Rebecca Zung. I'm a narcissist negotiation expert. I'm also an attorney, and I've helped millions of people through this channel and thousands of people go from drama, and chaos to step into lives of freedom, possibility, and purpose. And I want to do the same thing for you. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel so that you can take back your power and finally feel like you are in control and directing outcomes when it comes to dealing with narcissists or toxic people in your life. All right. Are there things that narcissists could do to change their behavior? Well, yeah. And it has happened. Actually, I've met them. There are actually wonderful people that I've met who say that they used to be horrible narcissists, like awful people who've had like the world cave in on them. And they really have had to take a look at themselves and change. And it does happen sometimes. People who have said that they were the worst people in the world and found themselves in situations where, they said everything changed for them. I would say that it can happen. It doesn't happen that often. And for most of you who are out there, I would say don't sit around and go, yeah, maybe my narcissist, whoever it is that I'm dealing with, can change and let me hold out hope. And the reason why I say that is because for most of you, you're in situations where it literally is sucking your soul to the point where it's probably affecting your health and affecting everything about you. And when you just really feel like you just no longer can function or breathe. And I always say, like, the soul knows it is just not serving you anymore, whether it's a business relationship or a personal relationship or even a family member. You just have to create those boundaries and just cut it. And it's just not serving you anymore. So I'm just saying that sometimes you just have to make a decision that it's just not for you. But be that as it may, there are some things that narcissists could do to change their behavior. And I'm going to give you what the 10 things are. And number one is obviously, just like anything, they're going to have to recognize that there's an issue. And I'm seeing this from the perspective of a person who helps people in negotiations and helps people communicate in these settings. And so in any situations when people have to communicate with each other, they're going to have to recognize that there's an issue. So number one is recognize there's an issue. I mean, if they don't think there's a problem, then there's a fundamental flaw in this whole thing. So number one is they're going to have to recognize there's a problem in the first place. And then number two, they're going to have to do something about it, right? This is something that they're going to have to do on a professional level because there's a deep-seated something that's going on within them, deep-seated traumas, deep-seated issues internally where, something had happened to them when they were children. And this is something that has been going on with them for a very, very long time. And so this is very, very ingrained. Deep grooves have been layered on for many, many years that will have to be handled and processed in a way that most of the time they don't think they can do on their own. So this is something that'll have to happen with professional help. So recognize there's an issue. Number two, seek professional help. So number three is once they've done those number one and number two, they're going to have to then start taking responsibility for their actions. I mean, sure, they can sit around and say, hey, I had horrible parents or whatever it is that happened to them in their childhood. But then, hey, I'm an adult now. So now I'm going to have to take responsibility for my actions. So one is recognize there's an issue. Two, seek professional help. Number three is now I got to start taking responsibility for my actions. So number three is they will have to start taking responsibility. Number four is they're going to have to now start learning, what does it look like to be a person who has compassion, a person who has empathy. So number four is learn key phrases. Learn key phrases. How do I start to speak? What does it look like to have the words coming out of their mouths? What do they start to say? And number five is something similar. Certain behaviors. I think that they need to start saying the phrases. And what does a person look like that is a person of compassion, a person of empathy? You know, they're retraining themselves to be the type of person that you wanted them to be in the first place. It takes a lot. It takes a lot. And while they're undoing themselves and being this person, if you are staying with them, there's going to be some need for you to practice a lot of self-care while you're dealing with this narcissist. And I do have a video on self-care to deal with narcissists. And, you know, while you're with this person, I would definitely recommend that you check out that video. And if you're dealing with a narcissist right now, you should check out that video anyway. And, you know, it's hard. It's very hard. So I want you to put in the comments right now, I can do this. Because you can do this. You absolutely can do this. If you are with a narcissist right now, I would just definitely say, as I said in the beginning, probably not the best thing for you to stay at this point. Maybe create an exit plan and not sit around and go, I think this person might change. Okay, so we've done numbers 1 through 5. Let's go to number 6. The next thing that they're going to have to do is learn to recognize when they are falling back into their old patterns. Learn to recognize when they're using their dominant behaviors, their manipulative behaviors, going back into those old patterns of whatever it was that they were doing in the first place, being passive aggressive, light, whatever their narcissistic behaviors were in the past. They're going to have to recognize, I'm going back into that. And then stop themselves. And what can they do to substitute their new behaviors, their healthy behaviors? What does it look like? Remember, go back to the new behaviors of a person who is healthy and all of that, the new things that they're learning. Back to numbers 4 and 5. And so number 7 is learn how to be mindful. Learn how to be mindful of their words and their behaviors and their actions. So that's number 7. Number 8 is learn how to love themselves. These are people who've been living double lives, feeling very small inside, a lot of self-hatred. You know, narcissists don't have any feeling of inner value, a lot of inner hatred. That's why they try to layer on all that external value through that outer prestige and adulation and control and all, because they don't have any sense of inner value. So learning how to love themselves, learning how to feel whole and complete, learning how to harmonize that feeling of feeling whole and complete inside, so that outside they don't feel like they have to do those things. You know, that inner sense of peace, that inner sense of wholeness. That's what they really need to strive for. That whole world calms down for them, learning that. Number 9 is learning how to heal that inner trauma, doing the therapy, doing the work, learning how to having that compassion for themselves. That's a lot of work. It's going to take a ton of work on their part. And so number 10 is really committing to doing the work, committing to being the better person and following through and sticking to it. It's a lot of work for them. So those are the 10 things that narcissists can do to change their behavior and become a better person. It's not an easy path, but it's definitely a path for the good for them and for all people around them. I've heard statistics that say 1 in 10 people are narcissistic or have narcissistic traits or tendencies or just simply lack empathy. I've even heard statistics that say up to 16%. I don't know what the real statistics are, but I will tell you this: if you are dealing with a person in a negotiation setting, you should definitely grab my free ebook, my free Crush My Negotiation Prep Worksheet at winmynegotiation.com. And you should definitely join my free private Facebook group, which is Narcissist Negotiators with Rebecca Zung, so you can get the support that you need. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit that notification bell. I upload brand new videos every single day so that you can get that free content. You can get the free advice. I'm here every day giving you everything that you need so that you can have the information you need to shift that dynamic and become powerful against narcissists. So thank you so much for watching. I'm Rebecca Zung. And remember, today's a great day to slay and a great day to start negotiating your best life. And I will definitely see you in the next video.